Hello everyone. I haven't made a video in a while and I'm sorry for that. I've been meaning to get a video in around the holidays, but I've been so busy with so many things that it just faced me. And the reason why I really wanted to get one out during the holidays is because I wanted to share a story that I actually encountered. It was the holidays of 2011. I was just a couple of months away from giving birth to my son, and I was working at Kmart. I used to work full-time at Kmart as the ladies' wear lead or supervisor, and I'll never forget this, and I just can't ever think of myself forgetting this story, because this was the most amazing thing that I had ever witnessed in my entire life. I didn't witness it personally, but I heard the story from a good friend of mine who worked the customer service counter, and the story just brought me to tears. And I just couldn't believe it just really changed like my view. It really helped me to realize that, a lot of times, even though we watch the news, and obviously a lot of times when we do watch the news, it's nothing but negative things. It's people dying, people doing bad things. You never see a whole lot of positivity in the news anymore. And a lot of people just kind of think that this whole world is just like going to crap. Well, and I can understand how that feels, compared to how we were back then. Like, I know when I was a little girl, I could go out and I can go play, and I could be home by the time the street lights were on, and my parents could trust that I was okay. Whereas now in this day and age, I don't honestly think that I could do that with my son. I don't think that I could ever be that comfortable with him going out onto the street and playing at night, and and trust that he's going to be home when the street lights are on. Like, I know I'm going to have like a track phone for him or something, because I'm paranoid, but that's just kind of how the world has come to. But it's things like the story I'm about to tell you that just give me the faith and give me the positivity, that, and the knowing, just the truth that there are good people out there. There are genuine people. And when you meet these genuine people, it's so important to keep them in your lives and keep them for the rest of your life if you can. But anyway, I'll go ahead and I'll tell the story. It was one day I was working, and I was going up to the customer service desk for something. I was always up there either getting returns, or I had to fill in for someone who was going on break, or doing rewards cards, you name it. I never stayed in the ladies' wear department. I was always either in the ladies' wear, jewelry, up front. I even served as a cashier. I hated retail. I'll probably never work retail ever again. But it was during the holidays, and I hate to say this, but I don't remember her name, and it really gets to me that I don't remember her name. But she was such a sweetheart. She was also pregnant while I was pregnant, and it was her second child, so she was very helpful and very informative to me about me and my first pregnancy and dealing with morning sickness and things like that. And she was just the sweetest person ever. And she looked at me and she said, "Oh my gosh, Caitlin, you have to listen to this. This is going to bring tears to your eyes. I have been crying all day because of it." I said, "Well, what happened?" She said, "This woman came in, and she was just frantic. She was just absolute distraught. And she said, I dropped an envelope of money. I had an envelope of money, about $500 or $600. She's like, I just got that cash out today. I was going to use that money to get all of my kids and my grandkids and everyone Christmas presents. Have you seen it?" Just being frantic about it. And unfortunately, it was not brought up to the customer service desk because, unfortunately, we have very, very dishonest people in this world that if they found $600 on the ground in just a blank envelope, they're going to take it. And to me, that's awful, because I wouldn't want that to happen to me. If I lost $600 by accident, I would want someone to return it. So I could, at first, when she was telling me the story, I was like, oh my gosh, like, I couldn't even imagine what this woman was feeling. And then, but then she kept going with her story. She said this man came in, he was, I can't remember what he was doing. I want to say that he was paying off a layaway, because there was the option to do that at Kmart. Strangers could go into Kmart and pay off people's layaway anonymously. Basically, just as like a little Christmas gift to people. Basically paying it forward to do something nice for someone during the holidays. And I can't remember if he was doing that or if he was just buying something or returning something. But anyway, she just could not get this poor woman off of her mind. So she had to speak her mind to this man, because she ended up starting conversation with him anyway. And she said, oh my gosh, I can't stop thinking about this woman. And she asked him, have you seen an envelope full of money? We're doing everything we can to find it. It's so awful. We're looking for it. And it bothers me that no one's turned it in. It was his money that she was going to use for Christmas. She's like, I just can't get this lady off my mind. I feel so awful for her. And you'll never guess what this guy did. He asked, well, did you get her number? And she said, well, yeah, of course I got her number. So that case we do find it, we can call her. And he said, I want you to call her and tell her to come to the store right now. And she's like, okay, well, why would I do that? He's like, because I'm going to give her the money so she can buy Christmas presents for her family. And sure thing, he pulled out his wallet. Like, he went out and he pulled out this cash and left her like the same amount of money that she lost, so she could go and buy Christmas presents for her family. Now, when I saw that, I started tearing up, because that gives me faith that there are still good people out there in the world. With as crappy as the world is getting, with all the negativity, there are still people out there that care. And that's why I don't focus on the negative things in life, because when you only focus on the negative things, then the negative things come to you. I only prefer to focus on the positive things in life. And it all goes down to paying it forward. And it's not something, it doesn't have to be something as big as giving someone like $500 to $600 because they lost it. It could be something just as simple as, for example, I do this a lot. When I'm driving, and there's like a lot of traffic, there's people that are, you're coming down the road, someone's pulling out, and they're trying to make a left, and no one's letting them in because we're all in a hurry. Well, I feel bad because, if I'm in that other situation, I'm like, oh my gosh, is one person at least going to let me in? So I will stop. And I'm not going to apologize for backing up the traffic behind me, but these people deserve to get out too. And here's the cool thing. I let one person come out, and then I go forward, and I look in my rearview mirror, and I see someone behind me doing the exact same thing. And I do the same thing as, I do a lot of those types of things too. Like, if I haven't thought about doing it yet, but I see someone ahead of me letting people in, or giving someone the right of way, just doing like a small good deed. I'm like, oh, well, I'm going to do the same thing. And then when I do that small little good deed, whether it be in the traffic or whether it be at the store, someone needs help. If you find an elderly person who's in those motorized carts, they can't reach up to get something, you grab it for them. It's a ripple effect. When you do something good for someone around you is going to see it, and they're going to think, that was really cool of them. I think I'm going to do something like that too. And that's basically what this world needs. Instead of making like a ripple effect of negativity, instead of like going on like Facebook and doing like the FML type posts, or posting something negative, or just basically being a total jerk out in public when you go to the store. Like I said, I worked retail. I have met with some nasty customers, and I have been treated very nastily by customers, but it's all about just paying it forward. I don't let people who are rude to me, I don't let them affect me, and I just keep doing what I'm doing, and I keep being positive. And I know that me as a consumer myself, sometimes I can get really frustrated with people, and when I'm on the phone, I can get frustrated, but I always apologize for being frustrated because I know what it's like to have a frustrated customer in your face. So, like I said, it's just all about paying forward, and it's a ripple effect. And every time you do something good for someone, someone's bound to see it, and then they're going to do it, and then someone's going to see them, and then more people are going to do it. So, but that's just kind of something I wanted to share, and I thought it was just the coolest thing ever. And I can honestly say probably about two years ago, when I was at my lowest point, I just had my son, I was at my heaviest, and before I got into health and fitness, and before I got into personal development and attitude of gratitude, even though it affected me then, when I worked at Kmart, it really didn't affect me as much as it is now, I guess, if that makes sense. Because my personality has changed a total 180 to where I just noticed those little things that I have taken for granted basically my whole life. And when you start to practice the attitude of gratitude, and when you start noticing those finer things in life that everyone takes for granted, you start to appreciate them more. And then you start to feel more positive, and then you start putting out more positive energy, and then it just starts coming back to you, and as it ripples out, it's like a whole system. It's so hard to explain in words. But yeah, I wanted to share that. It doesn't really necessarily have anything to do with Beachbody, so I'm pretty sure everyone's like, oh my gosh, finally she's not talking about Beachbody. But I can honestly say that through Beachbody, I have met a lot of genuine people who think and feel the exact same way that I feel now, because they all started where I started before. They've all been there and done that. They've all started at the bottom where nothing was working. They felt their lives weren't going anywhere. They just wanted to be done. But something pushed them. They had a drive. They had a motivation. And after all of those transformations, whether they be physical or mental, they just became completely different people, and they became genuine people. And I guess that's where Beachbody would incorporate into it, is that, we've all worked so hard to get to where we're at now. It's that we just appreciate it so much more. So that's why I always encourage a lot of people to practice the attitude of gratitude, and just start trying to pay attention to those little things that you take for granted every day. Even if something as simple as your toothbrush. There's a lot of people out there that don't have the luxury of a toothbrush. I know it's something that's awkward and not really normal to think about, but it's true. There are people out there that don't have toothbrushes. So feel lucky that you have a toothbrush. When you go to bed at night, every night, I'm so thankful to, I'm thankful that I'm in my bed. I'm in a nice warm bed with a roof over my head. It's a nice, comfortable bed that we worked hard to save up for. The bed set and everything, we worked hard, we saved up for it, and we got it. And I'm so thankful that I am going to bed with my husband at night. My husband was deployed in Afghanistan, and I always knew he'd come home to me, but, I was always so scared. What if he didn't? So I'm always so thankful, because I know that there are so many strong men and women out there who, unfortunately, do not get to have their spouse or loved one with them because they had given the ultimate sacrifice overseas. Even if it's not military related, there are people out there who do not get to go to bed with their loved ones and say goodnight to their loved ones and say that they love them. You know, it's just those little things that we take for granted every day. Just start paying attention to them. And when you start paying more attention to them, you start thinking a bit more positively. And you start thinking, well, maybe there is a silver lining in the clouds. Maybe there is something better. And things do happen for a reason. And whether it be God or higher power or the universe, there is something out there that has us on a path, and we're destined for great things. And, you know, pay attention to those little signs that show you that you're in the right place at the right time. I know right now it might seem awkward to you guys. You might be thinking, oh my God, this chick is totally crazy. Oh, she's on something. But I am speaking truthfully from the heart, from true personal experience. Coming from a person who was overweight, basically feeling down and depressed all the time, letting my anger and my depression bring my family and everyone I loved down around me. Like, I put off so much negative energy that the negativity was coming to me. Coming from that and overcoming all the obstacles that I did get over with all the hard work that I did, and basically changing my life for the better physically and mentally, I notice those little things in life, and I get a little overly excited about them sometimes. So people are like, gosh, you're so bubbly all the time. Gosh, someone just insulted you. Why are you smiling at them? Well, I kill people with kindness, you know. It's just that type of thing. It's paying it forward. I do get mad. I do get frustrated. I get sad because I'm human. It happens. But I'm not going to let anything break me down. Stress is a huge cause of a lowered immune system, and stress is a huge cause of like heart disease along with obesity and stuff. So obviously I don't want to be stressed, and obviously I don't want negativity in my life, because it's only going to make me not only mentally sick, but it's going to make me physically sick. So you guys might think I'm crazy now, but it's okay, because I'd rather be on the positive side, and I'd rather be healthy mentally and physically. And I would rather act totally cuckoo and be overly happy and bubbly to draw in that positive energy to me, to keep me moving forward and keep pushing me forward and motivating me and helping me to motivate others. So that's just a little something that I wanted to share with you. So I hope you guys enjoyed my story, and maybe it might get you guys thinking, oh, well, maybe I might do something a little good for someone tomorrow. So my little message is pay it forward, and of course, stay fit and stay healthy, everyone. And I will post a video. I'm going to try and post a video at least once a week. That's a goal. So I hope you guys enjoyed my video. So everyone have a great evening or morning wherever you're at. And I will keep in touch.